Hello everyone, you are welcome to Mathematics Tour. This is Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint Mathematics, written in October 2023. This is paper 1. As you already know, you are not allowed to use a calculator in this paper. There are 27 questions in this paper. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, like, comment and share this video. But if you're not seeing this for the first time and you are yet to subscribe, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your subscription means a lot to me. Let's jump into the first question. The area of the cross-section of a prism is 10 centimeters squared. The length of the prism is 4 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the prism. You already know that the volume of a prism will be the cross-section area multiplied by the length between the two cross-section areas. Okay, so this is the first one. So this is the second cross-section area. Okay, so the distance between them is this length, 4 centimeters. So the volume will be equals to the cross-section area, which is 10 centimeters squared, then multiply by the length between the two cross-sections. That will be 4 centimeters. So if you do this, so this will give you 40 centimeters cube. So that will be the volume of the prism. So you can put 40 here. Question number 2. Draw a ring around the scatter graph that shows positive diagram. So this is the positive diagram there. Okay, so that will be this as the two variables increase. Okay, like this. So if you are moving up like this, it will be increasing. So it will be going up and it will be moving forward at the same time. So this is positive correlation. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 3. Write each of these expressions in the correct column in the table. 1 has been done for you. So the first one is 4 to the power of 3. So which is equivalent to a natural number. So the next one will be this, negative 2 to the power of 3. So that will be negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 2. So this and this combine together to become positive, while positive combines with negative to become negative. Then 2 by 2, 4, 4 by 2, 8. So it will be negative number. So as you already know, this is what? This is not a positive number. So we're going to put negative 2 to the power of 3, we'll put it here. Negative 2 to the power of 3 will be here. It is not equivalent to a natural number. So natural numbers are the counting numbers. Okay, so here we have cube root of negative 8. So this one will also be here, cube root of negative 8. So because here we need to find one number that you multiply by itself 3 times and you get negative 8. Okay, so that will be negative 2 by negative 2 by negative 2. So by negative 2 rather. So this will be negative 2. So the answer to this will be negative 2, and it is not a natural number, so we'll put it here. So the last one will be this, negative 5 to the power of 2 is the same as negative 5 times negative 5. So this will be, this and this will combine together to become positive. 5 by 5 will give you 25. So this is a natural number. It will be here. So sorry, we should put negative 5 to the power of 2 here. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 4. Complete each statement using one of these symbols. Less than or greater than 1 has been done for you. One thing about Cambridge questions is that at times 1 will always be done for you, although not always. Okay, so here you have 20 divided by 1 whole 1 out of 2. So will it be less than 20 years? So let me show you this. There's a trick you can use here. So you have 20, then divided by 1 whole 1 out of 2 is same thing as 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 over 2, okay? So which is the same as 20 multiplied by 2 out of 3, okay? Because if you change the operator to multiplication, so you have to flip the fraction, okay? So here you are dividing, the fraction here is 2 out of 3. So since the denominator is bigger than the numerator is 2, while the denominator is 3. So it's going to reduce this number, okay? So that's just the fact you should hold with you, okay? So this will give us a number that is less than 20, okay? Of course, you don't need to do the solution, but once you have, since you have a bigger denominator, that is the denominator is bigger than the numerator, so it's going to reduce 20, okay? So this will be like 40 out of 3, and if you divide by 3, you know it will be definitely less than 20. So let's see if you have it the other way around. Let's say you have 20 multiplied by 3 out of 2. So the fraction here is 3, and the fraction here is 3 over 2. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. So in this case, so the result will be greater than 20, simply because you are dividing by a smaller denominator. That is, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So if you try to do this, this will give you like 20 times 3. That will be 60. Okay, so if you divide 60 by 2, that will give you 30. Okay, so you can see that, of course, this is greater than 20. So this is the trick you can use, okay, because you don't need to waste time here, and you don't need to work out this, because this is just 1 mark. If you scroll down, it's just 1 mark, okay? So once you make use of the trick, it will save your time. It will save you a lot of time, okay? So now let's go to the next one. 20 times 3 over 4. So for this one, you are dividing. Look at the fraction here. The fraction is 3 out of 4, and the denominator is bigger than the numerator. So of course, the result of this will be less than 20. So what we need to put there is less than. So the next one, you have 20, okay, multiplied by 2 whole 1 out of 5. So we can write it as an improper fraction. That will be 5 times 2, 10. 10 plus 1, 11. That is 11 out of 5. So the fraction here is 11 out of 5. We are dividing by a smaller, the denominator is smaller than the numerator. That means we are dividing by a smaller number. So of course, the output will be greater than 20. It will increase it. So you have greater than here. So you don't need to work out the answer here. Once you understand the trick here, so you can just fill up the gaps and you move to the next question, because you need to save your time. Okay, so the next one is 20 divided by 1 out of 5. So we have to change this sign of division to multiplication. That will be 20 multiplied by, then we have to flip the fraction, 5 out of 1. So the fraction here is 5 out of 1, and the denominator is smaller. So that means this number will be greater than 20. So you don't need to check the answer, since you understand this trick. So that is how to attempt that question. So number 5. 36 over t equals to 4. So you have to solve this. So you can just cross multiply. That will be 4 multiplied by t. If you cross multiply, this one is like over 1, then equals to 36 times 1, which is 36. So you're gonna have to divide both sides by 4. Okay, so 4 cancel 4, you have t here. Then 4 goes in 36, that is 9 times. So the value of t is equals to 9. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 6. Calculate 1 minus 9 out of 8 minus 1 out of 2. So the first thing is to solve what you have inside the brackets. So there are many ways you could do that. You can use any method of your choice. So for me, I'll try to have common denominators. So it will be 1 minus 9 over 8. So multiplied by 2, that is this denominator here. Then minus 1 out of 2. Then multiplied by 8, that is the denominator here. So this is still within the bracket. So this will give us 1 minus 9 times 2 is 18 over 8 times 2, 16 minus 1 times 8 is 8 over 2 times 8, 16. Okay, so you have this. So you can, since you have common denominators, you can easily subtract the numerators. Okay, so this will be 1 minus into brackets. Okay, you may decide to leave the bracket now. 18 minus 8, that will be 10 over 16. Okay, so there is a trick I do use here. Anytime you are subtracting a fraction from 1, so what you just do is this. So the answer will be equals to, so you say you subtract the numerator from the denominator, that is 16 minus 10, that will be 6 out of the denominator, which is 16. So you have 6 out of 16, which you can reduce to what? To the simplest form. 2 goes in 6, that will be 3 times, and 2 goes in 16, that will be 8 times. So our final answer here is 3 out of 8. Okay, so you need to be very smart to save time. So draw a ring around the statement that is true. Okay, so and questions like this, you don't really need to solve them. Okay, so you just have to carry out an estimation. Okay, and that will be enough for you. Okay, so to get the answer. So we have 3 less than square root of 7. So square root of 7 is not up to 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. So, but it's a little bit more than square root of, is more than square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So that means square root of 7 will be greater than 2. So of course, 3 is not less than 2. Okay. So this particular one is wrong. Okay, because 3 is not less than 2 point something. So we are sure that root 7 is not up to 3. So that means 3 can never be less than 2 point something. So we leave this one. So because we only need a statement that is true, let's go to the next one. We have square root of 18. So we know that square root of 16 is 4. So obviously square root of 18 will be greater than 4. So 4 is less than 4 point something. Yes, this is correct. And 4 point something is less than 5. So this is correct. So we just draw a ring around this one. So you don't need to waste your time to do others. We are only asked to draw a ring around the statement that is true. So this one is true for us. So we'll go to the next question. So question 8, Jamila works out an estimate of 104.37 times 0.615. Our answer is 100 by 1, which is equals to 100. Complete the statement to show how to work out a better estimate of these expressions. Okay, so 104.37 times 0.615 is approximately what now? So what you need to do is to round this to one significant figure. You also round this to one significant figure. So you have 104.37 to one significant figure. So you have 1 here. So you round off this. So we're going to have 100. That will be to one significant figure. Okay. So the next one is 0.615 to one significant figure. This will be 1. Okay. So the decider is 1. Okay. So that tells you to round off, and that will be 0. So that means you're going to have 0.6. I have 0.6 here. So if you multiply 0.6 by 100, so that will give you 60. So that will be the correct solution here. Okay. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 9. A team can either win, lose, or draw a game of softball. The table shows the probability the team will win or lose a game. Outcome of game against probability has been given to us. So you are asked to find the probability that the team loses. Okay, so we know that the sum of the probabilities should add up to should be 1. The probabilities add up to 1. So what we need to do is to add these two together. That will be 0.9. Then you subtract it from 1. So the answer will be 0.1. So that is how to get the answer there. So the next question will be question 10. Each diagram shows a pair of angles on parallel lines. Then complete the table to show if each diagram shows a pair of corresponding angles or not. One has been done for you again. Okay, so let's look into diagram A. So diagram A, okay, so we have an angle here. We have an angle here. Of course, this does not show corresponding angles because corresponding angles are found in letter F like this. Okay, so this will be a parallel line, this will be a parallel line. So the angles, the corresponding angles will be here and here. Okay, so this will be your letter F. Okay, so if you invert the letter F, let's draw here. You have something like this. So this is parallel line, this is another parallel line. Okay, so you could have something like this here, and you have another one here. Okay, so that is one way you can use to get your corresponding angles. Another way would be to look at the angles. The angles should be in the same position. Okay, so that is another way you could get it. Let's say you have two parallel lines here, and this is the transversal. So if an angle is here, the corresponding angle should be here. Okay, and you can see that you still have it in letter F like this. Okay, so also if an angle is up here, so the corresponding angle should be up here. Okay, you can see that we still have it in letter F, but in inverted upside down. Okay, so that is how to get corresponding angles. Okay, so for part B, it is obvious that it is not correct. The two angles are not corresponding angles because they are not in the same position. So we just write letter B here. So let's look into diagram C. Okay, so this is letter F. If you draw it out like this, okay, like this, down here, and so you have letter F like this. Okay, so their angles are corresponding angles, or alternatively you can say the angle is here, okay, and it is also at the same position here. So since they are in the same position, okay, so that means they are corresponding angles. You can put letter C here, and the last one will be letter D. Okay, it is also found in letter F like this. Okay, if you draw, so this is your letter F. Okay, so the two angles will also be corresponding angles. Question 11a, write 7 million in standard form. So the first thing you need to do is to form your standard form number, which is a number greater than 1 but less than 10. So I have 7.0, which is same thing as 10 here. So I'm counting towards this direction. So starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that means I have 7 times 10 to the power of 6. You don't need to waste time at all. You just have to be smart and get your answer on time. So question 11b, write the numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. So if you look at the numbers here, the powers, this is 10 to the power of 4, this is 10 to the power of -1, and this is 10 to the power of -1. So these two are the same. So this will be the highest one, 5.5. 5.5 times 10 to the power of 4, okay, because it's actually a large number. So the smallest one will be between this and this, okay. since they are both raised to negative power of 10, then we can consider the what? The standard form number here, that is 6.4 and 5.5 here. So 5.5 is smaller than 6.4, so that means the smallest will be 5.5 times 10 to the power of negative 1. Then you have 6.4 times 10 to the power of negative 1. 5 quadrilaterals are shown on the grid. Let's look at the question. Quadrilateral P is transformed by a reflection followed by a translation. Draw a ring around the unshaded quadrilateral that is not a possible image of quadrilateral P. So if you look at this now, you need to be very smart. You don't need to start reflecting and translating the object before you could get your answer. So you need to look at the question, the shapes very well, and be very smart. Okay, so mind you, we are not getting the exact answer. We just want to get one that is not a possible image of the quadrilateral P. So if you look at this one here, this particular one, okay, you can see that it has a longer side that is more than the image that cannot be found in the object. Rather, that is, from here you have 1, 2, 3. So if you go back to the object, that is the shape P here, so there is no side that is this size long, like this 1, 2, 3. So if you look at this one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so we don't have anyone that is as long as this. So this one is not a possible image of the object P. So we just choose this one. So that is what you need to do there. So you don't need to bother yourself or disturb yourself with translation and reflection. Question 13. Tick this sign to show each fraction that is equivalent to a recurring decimal number. A recurring decimal number is a decimal number that has a repeated digits or repeated digits, and it does not terminate, it continues forever and ever. For instance, you have 0.333 and so on and so forth, and you could have 0.1444 and so on and so forth. So these type of decimal numbers are referred to as recurring decimal numbers. Okay, so let's look into the first one, 1 out of 6. So you can quickly check this. 6 goes in 1, that would be 0. It's not possible. You add 0 here. 6 goes in 10, that is once. Remainder 4, you add 0 here. 6 goes in 40, that will be 6 times, as 6 times 6 gives 36. You have 4 left, you can see now. So from here it will start to repeat itself. So you have 6, 6, 6 all through. So you can take this. So for this one, 6 over 8 is same thing as 2 over 4. Sorry, 3 over 4, 2 goes in 6, 3 times over 2 goes in 8, 4 times. So if you do this, this will give you 4 goes in 3, that will be 0. Point, you add 0 here. 4 goes in 30, that is 7, as 4 times 7 gives 28. Then you are with the 2, you add 0. 4 goes in 25. So this is not a recurring decimal number. If you come here, this is the same as 4 over 12 is same thing as 1 over 3. 4 goes in 4 once. 4 goes in 12 3 times. So this will surely give you a recurring decimal number, because it will give you 0.33. 3 goes in 1, 0. You put decimal point here, you add 0 here, 10. 3 goes in 10, 3. Remainder 1. So you always have 10, 10, 10, 10. So you have 0.3333. So and so on and so forth. So that will be the solution here. Part B, n is an integer where 0 is less than n and n is less than 15. N over 15 is equivalent to a terminating decimal. Draw a ring around the number of possible values of n. Okay, so you already know that terminating decimal numbers do not continue forever and ever. So this is the range. N is between 1 and then 15. Okay, so if you cannot test for all the values of n here, so you need to be very smart, okay, by selecting some certain numbers that you know that will give you a terminating decimal number. Take for instance now, let's take 3. We have 3 out of 15, so this is the same as 1 out of 5. Okay, so let's check this. 5 goes in 1, that will be 0, then point, you add 0 here. 5 goes in 10, that is 0.2. so that means 1/5 is a possible solution. Okay, then in order to save your time, you can just get multiples of 3. So since you have 3 out of 15, so the next multiple of 3 will be 6. Okay, so 6 out of 15 will be possible. So the next one will be 9 out of 15. So the last one will be 12 out of 15. Okay, so all these will give you a terminating decimal number. So this will be the correct option here. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 14. The table shows some powers of 7 and their final digit. So 7 to the power of 1, the value is 7 and the final digit is 7. So and so on and so forth. So part A, the final digit of 7 to the power of n is 1. Write down a possible value of n if n is greater than 7. Okay, so here the final digit is 1 at n equals to 4, that is here. Okay, so what any multiple of 4 that is greater than 7 is a possible value. So multiple of 4 that is greater than 7. So what are the multiples of 4? You have 8. You have, that's 4 times 1 4, 4 times 2 8, 4 times 3 12, 4 times 4 16, and so on and so forth. So you are asked to write down a possible value of n if n is greater than 7. So you can write 8, you can write 12, you can write 16, you can write 20. Okay, so let us put 8 here because 8 is one of the multiples of 4 that is greater than 7. So let's go to part B. Use patterns in the table to find the final digit of 7 to the power of 22. Okay, you know that 22 is one of the multiples of 2. Okay, so let's see. 7 to the power of 2 gives 9. Okay, so since 7 to the power of 2 gives the last asks the last digit to be 9, so all the multiples of 2 should follow the same pattern. That means we're going to have 7 to the power of 2 times 1 2, 2 times 2 4, 6 8 10, and so on. So 22 is also a multiple of 22. That means it's going to have the final digit to be 9 as well. Let's go to the next question. That will be question 15. Question 15. Calculate 6 times negative 1.8 divided by negative 0.2. Okay, so to do this, you have many ways of doing this. It depends on you. For me, I can just multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10 so that 1.8 could be a whole and 0.2 could be a whole. So I'm going to have 6 times negative 1.8, okay, over negative 0.2, then times 10 here, times 10 here. Of course, this will shift the decimal point here, and it will also shift the decimal point here. So that means I will have 6 multiplied by negative 18 out of negative 2. Okay, so negative sign will cancel out negative sign. 2 goes in 2 once, 2 goes in 18 9 times. So I have 6 times 9 left. That will be 54. Okay, so there are many approaches to this. It depends on what you could see there. So question 16, construct an angle of 30 degrees. The construction has been started for you. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's see. Okay, these. Okay, what you can do, we can either draw a perpendicular bisector of this, then you join the lines together. So we're going to have right angle here, then we are going to have 30 and then 60. So alternatively, we can draw this to be angle 60, that is from this point here. So let's draw a line here. So that means what we have here is 60 degrees, that is from here to this place is 60. So I can take my protractor, compass rather, to do this and place this one here. Then let's draw an arc here. So probably we'll reduce this a little bit. So we can draw an arc here. Okay, so that will give us 60 degrees. Okay, so now we can now bisect this now, since this is 60 degrees, so we can bisect it. Okay, so that will give us angle 30 degrees. Okay, so from here, so let's draw an arc here. Okay, with the same radius, put it here. Okay, let's draw an arc here. Okay, this is too small, so we can go back to this one, put it here, and let's draw an arc here again. So this is what we have here. Okay, so we have this one here. So since we have the another arc now, then you can easily join them together. So you put this one here, then you draw like this. Okay, so this will be the bisection of angle 60 degrees, and you have this one to be 30 degrees and this one to be 30 degrees. So this is one way. So the other way is to draw a perpendicular bisector. Okay, so I think it's not necessary for us to do it. Okay, I can show us, okay, for us to see how it works. So let me just return this back, so to show us the second possibility. Okay, so you have this here. So what you do is to draw the perpendicular bisector. So you have to stretch this like this, and you try to get this. Wow, my compass. Okay, you try to set this like this. Okay, so let's see. If you try to draw, I'm using a digital one like this. So you have something like this. Okay, so then you arc down too. So you just come down here. So I need to scroll down a little bit. Okay, like this. You draw the perpendicular bisector. You can draw something like this. Okay, then we go up again. We'll put the pair, the compasses here. So we can rotate this like this. Okay, so we set the other one too. Let's see how it goes. It must pass through this arc. Okay, let's stretch it a little bit. So let it be on it a little bit. Okay, so let's see. If you try to draw, no, it's more than it a little bit. So let's adjust like this. So if you draw like this, I think this is better. Okay, so you draw an arc like this. Okay, so it's okay. Then you can now come down here. Okay, let's scroll down and come here. Okay, so to bisect this now. Okay, fine. So that means we cannot have angle 90 degrees now. So the screen is too small. So we can draw a line like this from here. Okay, and draw it down to this point here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's bring this one here. So we can complete this one. So that means we have something like this. Okay, so this will be the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so you can just stop it here. Then now you can draw a line now. That means from here, okay, you can draw another line from here to join this like this. So the implication is this. So this one is 90 degrees. Okay, and of course this one will be 60 degrees, and this is what? This is 30 degrees. Okay, so that is the second way of constructing your 30 degrees. Okay, So but I still prefer the first one. Okay, so let's go to the next question. That will be question 17. A function is defined by the function machine. The input you multiply by 2, then you cube the result and you have your output. Complete the table for 5. So 5 is the input multiplied by 2, that will be 10. So if you cube it, that will be 10 times 10 times 10, that will be 1000. Then the next one is 3 over 2 as the new input. Multiplied by 2, this will cancel this, you have 3. So if you cube this, that will be 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, 27. So that will be the final answer. So the next one here, calculate the input when the output is negative 64. So the output is negative 64. So we need to get that is to move from this side to this side now. So that means we are going to need the inverse of this. The inverse of cube will be cube root. So that means we take cube root of negative 64. That will be negative 4. Then instead of the inverse of multiplication will be division. So you divide by 2. That will be negative 2. Okay, so the final answer is negative 2. Number 18. Pierre spins this sphere spinner twice. Okay, so that means we're going to have 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he adds together his two numbers to get a total. Pierre makes two statements. Tick this sign to show if each statement is true or false. So the possible totals are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's work it out. So let's get the total. 1 add 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4. 2 add 1, you have 3, you have 4, you have 5. 3 add 1, you have 4, you have 5, and you have 6. So this will be the total here. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that means this is true. Okay, that is true. Okay, so the probability that the total is 3 is 1 out of 5. Let's check. So 3 appears 2 times here, and the total is 9. We have 9 outcomes. That will be 2 out of 9. So this is false. So this is not correct. So the next one will be question 19. Okay, so we are asked to solve this. Okay, so we can use elimination method or substitution method, but it is easier when you make use of elimination method, but you can always use any method that is convenient for you. So for me, I will use elimination method. So let's write this equation. Let's call this equation 1. Let's call this equation 2. So that means we have 2x minus y equals to 17. Then equation 1, that is x plus 3y equals to negative 2. That is equation 2. Okay, so this one, I want to, before you can use elimination method, so the coefficient of any of the two variables must be equal. That is, x or y should have equal coefficient in the two equations. So the coefficient of x in equation 1 is 2, while the coefficient of x in equation 2 is 1. Okay, so they are not equal. For y, you have negative 1, you have positive 3, so they are not equal as well. So what you need to do is to balance one. So let's balance the coefficient of x. So we have 2 here, we have 1 here. So let's exchange. So 1 will be here and 2 will be here. So if you expand this, we'll get 2x minus y to be equals to 17. Nothing changes. For this one, you have 2x plus 6y equals to negative 4. Now we have equal coefficients for variable x. Okay, so now let's see. Let's put this one in bracket here now. So what can make these 2x and 2x to be 0? That is the elimination. It will be negative. So negative here, negative, negative, and negative. So 2x minus 2x, that will be 0. Here we have minus y minus plus 6y. As you can see, minus plus 6y. So this and this combine together to become negative. That means minus 1y minus 6y will give us minus 7y. then equals to, we have 17 minus 4. This and this will combine together to become positive. Okay, so that will be 17 plus 4, that will be 21. So you divide both sides by -7. That will be y equals to 21 over -7. That implies that y equals to -3. So you can substitute y equals to 3 into equation 2. So this is equation 2. Equation 2 is x plus 3y equals to -2. So y is equals to 3. You have x plus 3 into, y equals to -3. So let's put -3 here. So -3 into equals to -2. We have x -9 equals to -2. Okay, so this one will give us x to be equals to -2 plus 9. So x will be equals to +7. So the value of x equals to +7 and the value of y equals to -3. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 20. So we are asked to draw the graph of y equals to x squared plus 2 for values of x between -3 and 3. So you may use the table to help you. Otherwise, you can just sketch it here. Okay, so I think since you have the tables here, you can compute the values of y, and that makes your graph easier. Okay, but if you are very good, so you can just find some properties and that will be enough for you to sketch it here. Okay, so let's go with the tables here. S equals to -3. Okay, so y will be equals to -3 times -3, that will be 9 plus 2, so you are going to have 11. So -2 times -2, that will be 4. 4 plus 2, that will be 6. Okay, so you can do that to complete this 2 here. Then you have 3, 6, and 11. So you can now come to the grid now. When x equals to -3, y is equals to 11. So that will be, the point will be here. Okay, and when x equals to -2, y is equals to 6. So you have another point here, y is equals to 6. So when x equals to -1, y is equals to 3, another point here. When x equals to 0, y is equals to 2. That is where the curve touches the y-axis. Okay, and the other side will just be reflection of this. So for 1, we're going to have similar thing here. For 2 will be here. It will be a reflection of this. And for 3, it will be opposite this one here. Okay, so you can now join this by using your French curve. Okay, so let me sketch and show us the final answer. So this will be the sketch of our curve. So that is what you have there. Question 21. A collateral has an area of 5 centimeters squared. The collateral is enlarged by scale factor 4. Calculate the area of the enlarged collateral. Okay, so the object, the normal shape is, let's say the length is x. Okay, so that means the length of the new, the enlarged collateral will be 4 times x. That will be 4x. So the area of the original object will be 5 centimeter squared. So and this one will be a. So we know that the area is equals to square of the scale factors. Okay, so in this case we're going to have 5 centimeters squared. That's the area of the object. So equals to square of its side. That's the scale factor squared here. Then the same thing over area of the enlarged collateral. Okay, will be equals to the square of the length of a side. That will be 4x all squared. Okay, so if you cross multiply now, so we see that a will be equals to 5 times 4x all squared divided by x squared. So if you solve this, you're going to get 5 times 4 times 4, 16 times x squared over x squared. So x squared will cancel s squared. That means the area will be 80 centimeter squared. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 22. There are 20 children in class A and 20 children in class B. Each child completes a test. The back-to-back stem and leaf diagram shows some of the marks scored by the children. The highest mark for class B is not included. So this is the back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. So the key is this: 4 1 0. So this will be 1 4 represent a mark of 14 in class A. 1 4. Then 1 0 represents 10 in class B. So the range of marks for class A is the same as the range of marks for class B. Complete the diagram for class B by writing in the highest mark. Okay, so what will be the range? We know that range equals to the highest minus the lowest, or the biggest minus the smallest. So the range for class A will be equals to the highest number here. Definitely is going to be 56. That is 5 and 6. So that is 56. Okay, 56. Then minus the smallest number here will be 1 and 4. That is 14. So the range of class A is equals to 42. So that implies that the range of class B will also be 42 because they have the same range. Okay, so what we need to do is that the range, okay, the range of class B will be equals to the highest, which we don't know, okay, minus the lowest. Okay, the lowest number here mark will be 0 8, which is 8. Okay, so we know that the range of class B is 42. So 42 equals to this box minus 8. So that means we can collect like times. We have 42 plus 8 to be equals to the boss. Don't forget, the boss represents the highest. If you like, you can put H there to denote the highest mark. So this will be 50. Okay, so that means the highest mark will be 50. So complete the diagram. So to complete the diagram now, so we have 5 here. So we put 0 here. So that is 5 0 for 50. Because we have 1 0 to be 10, 5 0 will be 50. So that is how to complete that. Part B, tick this sign to show if each conclusion is true or false. A total of 5 students in the 2 classes scored less than 15 marks. So let's check. So less than 15, okay. So this is less than 15, 1 here, less than 15, this, and this. 1 2 3 4, 1 4 plus 1 5. So that is true. So we check this. The modal class for class A is greater than the modal class for the modal mark for class B. So the modal class here is 30, as it appears 3 times. So 30. So let's check the modal class here. The modal class here will be 2 4 4. That is 24. Okay, of course 30 is greater than 24. So that is also true. Okay, so let's go to the next question. That will be question 23. The diagram shows some information about 2 rectangles. Okay, rectangle A with the given dimensions, rectangle B with the given dimensions. Okay, so the length of rectangle B is 2.5 centimeters less than the length of rectangle A. So this means that implies that the length of rectangle B, let's denote it by this. Okay, it will be equals to length of the length of rectangle A minus 2.5. So from this statement, the length of rectangle B is 2.5 centimeters less than the length of rectangle A. Okay, this is the meaning of that statement. So calculate the ratio length to width for rectangle B. So we need to firstly get the length and the width, okay, before we can get the ratio. Okay, so let's start with rectangle A. So from rectangle A, the total ratio will be 5 add 2, 7, and the perimeter is 56. Okay, so that means the length ratio the width. Okay, so the total ratio will be 7, that is 5 add 2, 7. Now then the total of L and W will be what? Let's see. You know, from the formula of a perimeter of a rectangle, 2 into length plus W equals to 56, right? Then let's divide both sides by 2. So 2 cancel 2 here. We are left with L plus W equals to 56 divided by 2. That will be 28. So that means the total of L and W will be 28. How many lot of 7? How many lot of 7 are there in 28? So of course we just have 4. So that means the length, the ratio is giving us 5 to 2. So that means the length will be 5 times 4, and the width will be 2 times 4. So we're going to have 20 and 8 respectively. So the length of rectangle A is 20. So that means we can get the length of rectangle B to be equals to 20 minus 2.5. That means the length of rectangle B will be equals to 17.5. So since they have the same perimeter, so the implication is that the length of rectangle B plus the width of rectangle B should also add up to 28. So that means the width of rectangle B will be 28 minus 17.5. That will give us 10.5. So to now get the required solution now, so that means we're going to have the length, which is 17.5. Okay, so ratio the width, which is 10.5. Okay, so I think we need to make them to be a whole number. So by multiplying this by 2, multiplying this by 2. So if you multiply this by 2, it will give us 35. Ratio, multiply this by 2, it will give us 21. So now it is clear for us now. 7 can go, 7 goes in 35, that will be 5 times. 7 goes in 21, that will be 3 times. So you have 5 ratio 3. So this is what you have here. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 24. The term-to-term rule of a sequence is multiplied by 2. Okay, so the first term of the sequence is A. So if the first term is A, then the second term will be 2 times A. That will be 2A. So the third term will be 2 times 2A. That will be 4A, and so on and so forth. So the sum of the first term and the third term is 35. That is, the first term is A, add the third term is 4A, and the sum equals to 35. That means we have 5A to be equals to 35. So this implies that A is equals to 35 over 5. A is equals to 7. A is equals to 7. Okay, A is equals to 7. So work out the sum of the first 2 terms. So the sum of the first 2 terms will be A plus 2A. Okay, so which should be equals to 7 plus 2 into A, which is 7. That will be 7 add 14. So that will be equals to 21. So you have 21 here. So that is pretty easy and simple. So here we have 0.45 times 10 to the power of P to be equals to 4,500. And we have the second one, 5070 multiplied by 10 to the power of Q to be equals to 0.0507. Don't forget that we are not allowed to use calculator. So here we are asked to find the value of 0.038 divided by 10 to the power of p plus 2q. So we need to firstly find the values of p and q respectively. So from here, let's divide both sides by 0.45. So that means we're going to have 10 to the power of p to be equals to 4500 divided by 0.45. So I think you can try to make this to be a whole so that 45 can go in this. So to make 0.45 a whole number, so we multiply by, I think, 100. So we do the same thing here. That is 10 raised to the power of 2. So if we do this, we're going to have 4500 times, okay, 100. I think we can write the answer straight away here. Should have written it in index form, but nevertheless, we have 4500, then 00 for this 100 over. So this 100, we shift the decimal point from here, 1, 2. So you have 45.0, which is 45. So you can see that 45 here once, 45 here once. So you have 10,000. That means 10 to the power of p is equals to 10,000, which is 10 to the power of 4. So that is what we have here. So 10, we cancel 10. This is initial equation or exponential equation. Okay, so the value of p is equals to 4. So we need to do the same thing here. So 10 to the power of q will be equals to 0.0507 divided by 5070. So that is what we have here. Okay, good. So we need to make sure we have 5070 up here. So that means we need to shift these decimal points 1, 2, 3 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do this 4 times, that will give us 507. But we still need to have additional 0 at the back. So that will be times 10 to the power of 5. So this one will also be times 10 to the power of 5. So this will give us 10 to the power of q to be equals to 5070 over 5070 times 10 to the power of 5. So this will cancel this. So we are left with 1 over 10 to the power of 5. Okay, so which you can also write as this. Okay, 10 to the power of q is now equals to 1 to the power of 1 over 10 to the power of 5 is same thing as 10 to the power of negative 5 in when you write it as negative index. So 10 will cancel 10 here. This is initial equation again, equation of indices. So that means we have q to be equals to negative 5. So now that we have the values of p and q respectively, so we can now solve the question here. Let's roll up a little bit. So that means we want to do 0.038 divided by 10 to the power of p plus 2q. So let's key in the values of p and q respectively. We have 0.038 divided by 10 to the power of p. That's 4 plus 2 to the power of q, that is negative 5. So this will give us 0.038 divided by 10 to the power of 4 plus 2 times negative 5. That will be negative 10. That is minus 10. So this will give us 0.038 divided by 10 to the power of negative 6. Okay, so we need to change the division to multiplication, and once you do that, this power of negative 6 becomes positive 6. So we have 0.038 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay, so if you shift the decimal point here, 1, 2, 3, so we're going to have 38. That means we have used 10 to the power of 3. So we are left with 10 to the power of 3, which is 1,000. So the answer will be 38,000. So that is the solution there. So let's go to the next question. That is our question 26. A polygon has 7 sides the mean of the sizes of the 6 smallest angles in the polygon is 115 degrees. Calculate the size of the largest angle. So since we have 7 sides, okay, and we are told that the mean of the sizes of the 6 smallest angles, okay, in the polygon is this. So that means if you add the 6 angles, that is the 6 smallest angles, okay, so that is the sum, okay, of the 6 smallest angles of 6 smallest angles, something like this, okay. So over the number that is 6, so you should get 115 degrees. So if you cross multiply, so that means the sum, okay, of the 6, okay, smallest angles like this will be equals to 6 times 115 degrees, and that will be equals to 690 degrees. So we need to find sum of the interior angles there. So the sum of the interior angles of that polygon will be equals to n minus 2 into 180. That is 7 minus 2 into 180. That will be 5 into 180, and that will give us 900. Okay, this is 900 degrees. Okay, so we cannot get the value, the size of the largest angle by saying 900 minus 690 degrees, and that will be 210 degrees. So the last question, which is question 27, the solution x to the equation 4x equals to 12 minus px is an integer. P is a positive integer. Find a possible value of p. So let's try to collect like times here. You have 4x plus px equals to 12. So let's factor out x. You have 4 plus p into x. That will be equals to 12. Okay, then that means x will be equals to 12 over 4 add p. So this will help us a lot. Okay, now if you want to get a positive integer, that means we should divide 12 by its factors. Okay, so let's see, x equals to 12 over 4. Okay, so the factors of 12 that we have here will be we have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and itself. Okay, but we already have 4 at the denominator. That means we cannot use p cannot be 1. Okay, so because we have 4 plus something, so 4 plus 2 will be 6. That means p can be 2. Okay, because if you have 4 plus 2 to be 6, and this will give us a positive integer. So that means p could either be 2. So p cannot be 3 because 4 add 3 will be 7. P cannot be 4. 4 add 4 will be 8, which is not possible here. Okay, so if you say you want to get 6, we have done that. That's the same thing as 2. Okay, 4 plus 6 will be 10, so which is not possible. So another one will be 8. Okay, so 4 plus 8, that will be 12, which will give us this. Okay, so 4 plus 8 is 12. So that means p can also be 8. Okay, so we just need the denominator to add up to any of these factors of 12. Okay, so you can see that already have 4 here. 1 is not possible, 2 is not possible, what's it called? Yes, 2 is not possible, 3 is not possible, 4 is not possible. So we only have 12 and 6 and 12. Okay, so that is 4 plus 2 will give us 6. Okay, that is why p can be 2. And then 4 plus 8 will give us 12. That's another reason that p can also be 8. Okay, so can put 2 here, can put 8. Okay, so this will be the end of this video. So watch out for paper 2.